We are back at it with another brand new X1 F1 podcast with the boy Dylan and myself, Josh. And we got a lot to talk about. We kind of missed out on the Monaco recap, but let's be real. There wasn't anything to recap. I mean, Charles Leclerc won, and that's basically all you needed to know. There was nothing else happening in that race. As Max said it, I need to bring a pillow to this race because it was so boring. He could have fell asleep. So that sums up our Monaco recap right there. And then now we got the Canadian GP and Mix. Are you excited for this? We're back on a traditional racetrack. Lando is on fire. Oscar's just got a podium. Ferrari's looking good. Red Bull's looking bad. You know, are you excited for this?
Yep, and I'm even more excited that it's at a normal time.
That is true, dude.
That's
Finally.
the best part.
It's I'm pretty sure it starts at 11 a.m. my time, which I think it's like 1 p.m. your time. And
It does?
Yeah, it starts at 11 a.m.
Oh, it started at 3.
Oh no, it's 11.
Oh,
But
that's even better.
yeah, that's so good, man. We're gonna watch F1 at a normal time, and it's gonna be great. Honestly, today we're gonna be doing our little predictions for Canadian GP, but there is a couple things that we gotta let you guys know. One, our boy is going to the race. He's gonna be there on Saturday. He's gonna be watching qualifying. He's gonna give us the insider scoop from the sidelines because he can't do anything in the paddock. So he's gonna be
David, by the way, our boy
yeah,
David.
our boy David. But he's going to the race, which is awesome. And if you guys didn't know this, we're going to the F1. Obviously, we're going to F1. We're talking about it. We're going to the COTA F1 race at COTA in October, which is gonna be sick. But yeah, that we got to throw that in there for the boy. And yeah, I'm just super excited to get back to racing. It's been a couple of weeks. I mean, Monaco was a snooze fest, so I'm excited to see what the upgrades bring for a lot of different cars because I know Mercedes is bringing an upgrade. I'm assuming a few other cars as well. That's the only one I saw on Twitter. So, but I'm excited, man. But let's just jump right into our predictions. Let's just go right into it. Our first one that we have up is our overachieve and underachieve. I'll let Mix go first. Let Dylan go first. He said he had some bold predictions here for this weekend. So what do you got, Mix?
For my underachieve, I have Aston Martin.
I actually had that last week.
I think I copied a few from last. They didn't look good in Imola, and I don't think they're gonna do much better. I know Lawrence Stroll's mad about the progression, or not the progression, the opposite of the progression, because they're going backward. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they do. I don't think they're gonna do that good, but you never know. And then for my overachieve, McLaren.
I feel
Can't
like
say they're not gonna.
Wait, what's an overachieve for McLaren? Because they've won a race.
You'll
now.
find out, Josh.
They just got
You'll
a podium.
find out, Josh. You'll find
what's
out,
an
Josh.
overachieve now? What
You'll
are we
find out.
talking?
Let me say that later.
Okay, all right. Whatever you say. All right. My over and under. I'm going my under Red Bull, the original Red Bull 1.0. Perez and Max Verstappen Red Bull. They're gonna underachieve. Their car is going backwards. All right. I could potentially see them getting like a 5th, 6th here. All right. You got the McLarens.
Like last week.
I'm not talking about Monaco. Monaco's trash. Don't even worry about Monaco. But you got McLarens. They're looking good. Ferrari, they're looking good. And then you got the Mercedes coming up. No, but that's what I'm saying. Like 5th, 6th. I think they could be in the mix for 5th and 6th. So I'm saying underachieve for Red Bull. And then my overachieve.
Don't say it.
You already know. Mercedes, baby. They're going to overachieve this weekend. Maybe get a podium. All right.
They're going to get points. Woo.
Basically. They have upgrades coming. The car's looking good from the last couple of weeks. And yeah, that's where I'm going for over and underachieve. And then for our next prediction is who's going to DNF at Canadian GP. And I just looked this results up last year. And there was not one DNF from the Canadian GP. However, Logan Sargent was 64 laps down. So I don't know how that works. That's basically a DNF because there's only 70 laps in the race. So I don't know what happened there. Yeah, it's kind of weird. But for Dylan, who do you have DNFing?
I guess I'm a hater this week, but I have an Aston Martin DNFing.
You are a freaking hater, bro.
I mean, they deserve it. They
I
have
mean,
Lance Stroll on their team.
I can see a DNF from Ashton, but I just want to let you know, Ashton Martin got double points last year at the Canadian GP with Alonso getting second place. So
With their car being good, yep. Their car's not good this
It
year.
is true. Okay, and then for my DNF, I said this in my little underachieve. Red Bull. One of the Red Bulls is going to DNF at Canadian GP. I have a weird feeling that it might be Perez. Just re-signed, all that big news, just for him to go out and get a DNF.
That'd be great.
I just have a little weird feeling. I don't know why, but that's who I got. And then, all right, so our next category is best and worst strategy. So, Dylan, what do you have for your best and worst? I can already feel what's coming, but I want to hear it.
You're going to guess what I have. It's pretty random. My best is Red Bull 2.0.
Ooh, I like that.
Mostly Yuki, probably not very much Daniel.
I like that.
He'll probably be on the other side of that. But I think he'll have a good strategy, get Yuki some points. Daniel will just be there.
Okay.
And then my worst strategy is quite easy to pick with all the news coming out recently. Alpine.
Yeah. Ocon is not even driving F1 or FP1. You know that?
Yep. Big Jack doing it.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Yeah, I can honestly see that. You know what's surprising is for one of my next picks for our next category, I have something similar to what you just said for your best strategy. So I like where you're going with that. I like your thought process. You know what I'm saying? My best and worst strategy. My worst strategy. This is a bold prediction here. And I love those guys over there in the red car, the Ferraris. But they're going to have the worst strategy for this weekend. All right? They're potentially not going to do so good. That's who I have. Just a little bold prediction. Nothing crazy. All right?
Dang it, Josh. Don't look at that. Don't look at it.
I'm not looking at your predictions here. And then my best strategy, I got to go with what we've been saying earlier with the overachieve. Mercedes is going to have the best strategy. They're going to come out swinging with the upgrades, and they're going to dominate. All right? That's what's going to happen. And then now we got to talk about our surprises. What is your biggest surprise for this weekend? Mine kind of plays into what you just talked about, though.
This is kind of ruining my podium, but I'm going to make it interesting. McLaren double podium.
Ooh, okay. I feel like that's actually feasible now with how good their car is. I actually do feel that.
Has it happened? Yeah, it's definitely happened in a race, right? I know it happened in the Qatar sprint.
Even a sprint race. I mean, it's definitely had to happen, but I like that. But my biggest surprise is going based off of your best strategy, and it's Yuki getting top 6. He hasn't got top 6 yet this year. I think his best is a 7th, I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong on that math, but I'm pretty sure it's 7th. But I'm going to say Yuki get top 6, maybe potentially top 5, depending on how well he drives. But I'm just going to say top 6 so that in case he does get a top 5, I had it right. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's my biggest surprise. And then going to our next category, we got pole position here at the Canadian GP. Who do you got? He's grinning. He's grinning. I already know it.
I got Carlos Sainz.
Ooh.
Getting pole.
Ooh, I like that. I'm actually going with something similar with Charles going with the pole. So, I mean, and I think that actually works out good for me because I went Charles pole, Ferrari worst strategy. So if Charles gets pole and then he gets like a 6, that's worst strategy right there.
That's not going to happen.
I know it's not going to happen, but you never know. It could happen. You know what I'm saying? All right. And then probably the biggest prediction that we have right here is podium. Who's going to get the podium at the Canadian GP? Dylan, who do you have?
I hate to say this, but I have Lando Norris getting 3rd.
Okay. Not bad.
Maybe he might win. I hope he wins, but
he could win, bro. He has a good car now.
And then 2nd, I have Carlos Sainz.
Okay. He's going to pull a Charles over there, get pole and go to second.
Yep. So that only means one man left. First time winner.
Oscar?
Piastri. Yep.
Wow.
He's been looking good.
Bro, he
He's
has
been
been. He
looking
got
really
second
good.
at Monaco too, so confidence is high.
It's inevitable.
I like that. You know what's kind of crazy is my podium is not close at all to yours, but
Okay. So.
I do have Lando getting third. All right, I do have Lando getting third, but I have the opposite Ferrari driver with Charles getting second. All right. So I predicted him to get pole and then do his usual self and go down to second place. And then I'm gonna cap it off with a great weekend here on my birthday. Lewis Hamilton for the win. It could have. It might be raining. It might be raining. He's a really good driver in the rain. You know.
So is Lando.
We saw what happened in Russia. That's all I gotta say. All right. We saw what happened.
We saw what happened in China.
we saw what happened. Hey, his car was trash in China.
It
right?
still is.
That's true. But that's our my podium at least. And let's be real. Max is probably going to dabble in one of these right here, you know, but their car hasn't been that great the last couple of weeks. Like it's surprising to see. It's surprising to see Max not get podium at Monaco. Even like the qualifying was bad. The race,
it wasn't that surprising after qualifying.
After qualifying, yeah, because that track is just impossible to do anything on, right? But yeah, I mean, and his car was not that great towards the end of Imola. You know, remember that if Lando had a couple more laps, I think Max would have got him. You know, or excuse me, Lando would have got him. So I don't know. It's gonna be great. I'm very, very excited to see how this one all plays out because one, we finally have another track, not Monaco, so we can actually have some battling. I do remember though, this track is a DRS train. So I hope that's not the case. I hope it's not a boring race. And it's just a DRS train track or a DRS train race. So I'm hoping that we get some overtakes. You know, I'm really hoping that. And I really just hope for a good race, good podium, good fight to the end, not really spaced out. I would love to see a battle, you know, top three, at least top two battling last few laps in between. I would love to see that. But yeah, I mean, let us know who you guys have winning in the comment section below. Let us know if our bold predictions are crazy. And if you have any of the other predictions that we didn't mention, let us know in the comments. But no, I'm very, very excited. I think Lewis is going to win. And
I don't. I know.
I wonder one day if I'm ever going to pick George at any of these predictions. Probably not.
Yeah, you gotta sprinkle George in there.
Nah, dude, George.
I've never picked George Russell.
I've never picked him either.
I've not even thought of it.
He's been irrelevant every time we've done a predictions video. But yeah, this is gonna be great. I'm excited. It is supposed to rain, so that's gonna play into the factor of qualifying. So I think that could help the main race on Sunday for anybody that's bad at qualifying and good at rain. So it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be awesome. Hope you guys enjoy this. Let us know who you guys have winning, and we'll catch you guys back here for our recap because we will do a recap. Unlike Monaco, when nothing happens. So
unless it's like Monaco.
Well, no, I think something crazy is going to happen. So we'll definitely got to do a recap. So, but yeah, we appreciate you guys. Much love. Stay safe. And we're out. Peace.